welcome back to my channel. Yes, today is Wednesday. We all know Wednesday is spooky animation. But let's start with greetings. Come on. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'll be your host here.
Guy in the chair.
And today we'll be watching the only Bullies true horror story. So let's get ready to enjoy. Dab. So enjoy.
Recently, I went to a party with my friends and ran into someone familiar. Where have I seen him? I couldn't remember. But after a while, I remembered. He was Max, a friend who was bullied 10 years ago in middle school. Right at that moment, I got goosebumps. This was because his past, when he was always bullied by kids as he was clumsy, did not match his current appearance at all. His appearance now was that of a sturdy man. I carefully called out, "Max?" He replied, grinning broadly. "Do you remember me now? I was about to strike you in the head because I thought you don't remember me." "Good to see you, Jack." His voice was powerful, and I could feel that he was strong as he put his arm around me. I got goosebumps. He said he had something he wanted to show me, and asked me to go somewhere with him. I was reluctant at first, but I was going somewhere with him before I knew it. I got into his car, and after a while we arrived at a shabby house in a remote place. "Max, is this your house?" He suddenly got back to his appearance of how he used to be when in middle school, and shouted with a childlike face and voice, "Jack, do you remember what I said to you before?" "What, that you said I'm handsome?" "No, not that. I said I wanted to cut off the kid's hands." It came to mind. When we were in middle school, he would always say that crying after being beaten by kids. I answered, "I do remember. Why?" Then he shouted as he jumped up and down, "I really cut them all." He guided me into the basement in his house. When he opened the door to the basement and went down, several men were sitting there, stunned, both with hands severed. Looking closely, they were all of the guys who bullied Max in middle school. As soon as they saw me, they shouted, "Help!" I screamed. Then Max said, "I love my friends, but they beat me up a lot. But they don't anymore. I'm so happy." I felt that I was going to vomit. When I turned around, I realized that Max was already holding a hammer and an axe in each hand. He told me, "Jack, why didn't you save me back then? You just watched me from afar while I was being beaten by these guys. I wanted to pull your eyes out." I started shaking and told Max to calm down. Then he said, "Let's play rock, paper, scissors, Jack. If I win, I'll pull out your eyes. And if you win, I'll grant you a wish." I played rock, paper, scissors, shaking, and fortunately I won. Then he let out a deep breath and asked me what my wish is. And I asked him to set them free. He shouted, "I can't. I have to hang out with my friends." I kept begging him, and he replied after pondering, "Okay, since they can't play rock, paper, scissors because they don't have hands, if you win instead, I'll let them go. But if I win, I'll do whatever I want." We played rock, paper, scissors again, and this time I lost. Then he hit one of the guys in the neck with an axe. With a loud scream, he fell to the floor and died. "What are you doing?" I shrieked, and Max said, "This was something I wanted to show you about myself. How I beat them up. You always had seen me suffering." At that moment, the other guy suddenly ran up and shouted, grasping Max's body, "Jack, now! Attack!" When Max was bewildered, I ran over and struck him with all of my might, and he fell down to the ground in pain. Then I jumped on top of Max and punched him in the face recklessly. He cried out in pain, "Ah! I'm going to have to cut off your hands too, Jack!" As I continued to punch him, he almost lost consciousness, and I called the police. The police arrived shortly and were shocked by the brutality of the scene and arrested Max. It turned out that Max had taken revenge on a total of 4 of his friends. 2 of them had their hands cut off, One had his tongue cut out, and one had his feet cut off. And Max had imprisoned them there and played with them every day. This incident made me suffer extreme trauma. I've had nightmares about Max pulling my eyes out every night since then. Then, one day, I had a dream about the days of middle school. In my dream, Max was being beaten by kids. However, his appearance was that of the present as an adult. And the kids who beat him had no hands. I screamed. Then Max looked at me and said, "Jack, when I get out of prison, I'm going to gouge out your eyes and then cut off your hands. Then let's all hang out together."
Hey guys, that's why you don't play with that bullying. You bullies on my back then, they grow up and then they become even crazier. You just don't know. That's why I don't. You shouldn't ever bully. It's not right at all. Even when you think, oh, it's just a joke. It's never a joke. It's the person being bullied never finds it funny. It's hurtful. But still, here's what I say. Like, comment, share, subscribe. But I just say I hope you had an awesome night. And your day is groovy. Yeah. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.